Barrel or nah, washing the dishes before putting them in the dishwasher.
Oh man, this
You-
is a real sucker, but barrel. I've gone through two stinking dishwashers in the last 10 years, and the dishwasher tech will come and say, whatever, like the pump is broken. And so you're screwed. How did the pump get broken? Is because you had too many dirty dishes in here, which drives me crazy that there's a device that we made as humans that does its job so poorly that you have to do its job for it in order for it to work.
Insane.
Like, I'd just as soon get rid of the dishwasher entirely because I'm not doing like full, like putting my elbow into it, scrubbing of the dish, but well, I just
I'm
had the tech in 2 days ago.
I virtually am cleaning the dish entirely before I put it in. I'm using soap. I
Yep.
am using my elbow. I'm not I guess the dishwasher is a sanitizer essentially. Like
Sure.
I'm doing the cleaning, the dishwasher's doing the sanitizing, and it takes 45 minutes to do it, and it's expensive and it breaks all the time.
And I mean, my goodness gracious me, you really hit a sore nail on its head with this one. They drive me crazy. My dishwasher, I'm frustrated. Like when it's working, it's great, right? But you're exactly right. I'm still washing the dishes and putting them in there.
Yeah. I was at the in-laws house a while ago, maybe like last Christmas. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to help out, do some dishes. Um, and all it did was get ridiculed the entire time. Like
Yeah.
the people in the house who normally do the dishes were like looking over my shoulder, like, why are you washing them before you put them in? And I'm like, first of all, this only benefits you. Like if I didn't wash them, then sure, you tell me to wash them, but I'm doing the additional step. So just,
For you.
yeah, for
Yeah.
you.
Back
Okay.
off.
So back off on that one. Secondly, it's like, oh no, the cups go on this rack, not that rack. Wait. No, the small plates go on this other. I'm like, I understand you do it that way,
Yeah.
but it's you think the cup's not going to get cleaned because I'm putting, the cup here instead of the plate there. Like, what are you talking? So then I decided in my head, I go, you know what? This isn't worth the ridicule. This person has dug their own grave. I will never help out with the dishes again.
Good call.
Yeah.
Great call.
I've abided by it.
Nothing makes a house guest, though, just for a little note to listeners, nothing makes a house guest more welcome typically than a willingness to wash dishes. When I have any house guest over, or anything, for even a dinner or whatever, when they pop up at the end, like, and head into the sink, and then sometimes you say, oh, no, I got this, but nothing, like, it's really a bad look to go to somebody's house or be staying at somebody's house and refuse to get up to do dishes.
How would you feel if I showed up as the guest and at the end, when I stood up, I just went over and opened the front door and allowed in the person I hired to wash the dishes? And they walked over to the sink. I walked over to the table, sat back down with you, and drank some more wine.
How great would that be? That would
Baller.
be, I mean, that's what Idolo should do. Instead of getting his YSL belts, he should start hiring a dishwasher to go around with him to people's
That would
homes.
be the baller move.
Such a baller move.
And you'd be like, did they just show up? I'm like, no, they've been sitting there outside for
Yeah.
the last 3 hours,
Yeah,
just waiting to let them in.
Yep. Perfect.
That's what I'm gonna start doing.
That's beautiful.
Okay, barrel or nah, sitting shotgun in an Uber.
Oh, so no barrel. Like the 9 times out of 10, and as they should, the Uber driver has personal effects on the shotgun seat. And so when you go shotgun, like, oftentimes I'll have to, because if you go shotgun, if you're riding by yourself, clearly no barrel, right? You're forcing this Uber driver into a relationship that he or she may want, but likely not. And you're also making them clean their seat off, right? The seat where they have their lunch, their thermos, whatever they got, right? So that's A. B, though, if you are in a family and or if you're a man and a group of women, and or you are the father of a family, and you're going to have to, that front seat is going to have to get used in order to fit everybody. You as the man, it is incumbent upon you to take that hit, to go and ride shotgun. That is
if
not
it's the last remaining seat.
Yep. It is not like I'm saving the comfortable seat for myself. You are taking the awkward seat and putting the awkwardness on yourself, that's what you have to do as father or man in a group of women.
When Uber first started, I did not know that this was a faux pas. And so certainly the first Uber ride I was in, but maybe the first 10, I literally walked up to the car and just like And I think I even asked, like, hey, is it cool if I sit up here? Because I thought it was the more appropriate thing to do. It'd be weird for this person to act like a chauffeur.
Yeah.
And me be in
For
the
you
back
to
like
treat
this.
them like a service person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just thought, no, I'll just sit up here. We'll make some small talk or whatever. And then at some point I realized they prefer no talk. Probably. I prefer no talk. So let me just jump in the back. I'll give you a bigger tip than normal and we can all be happy with this exchange.
Yep.
But I was thinking now that Uber's been around for like probably 5 or 10 years or something, 5, 7 years, maybe. Everybody should know that's a faux pas, right?
I think so. I mean, I just think but who knows? Because
I know.
It's the presumption that I'm going to treat you like my chauffeur. You're exactly right. Is a weird presumption, but it's the only one. It's the only one you can make. I would love to hear from an Uber driver. Guaranteed, we have plenty of Uber driver listeners. What is the preferred?
Call the listener line and let us know, because I do feel like there's some things that we're going to be missing here. So the listener line number is 1-760-237-0150. It's also available on surfsplendorpodcast.com. You can find the number there. But yeah, I feel like with the shopping cart thing that you brought to light a year ago, I was like, barrel or not, returning the shopping cart, thinking it's obviously a sign of a good human to return the shopping cart. And you enlightened me and said, no, actually, if you've ever worked in that scene, the best moment of that grocery store employee's day is getting out of the grocery store.
Yep.
And if they can extend that moment by having to walk to the end of the lot to get the cart, get some
doing them a favor.
sunlight, get away from customers, that's what they want to do. And now I've got that explanation in my back pocket. For every time I'm at the grocery store, I'll leave the cart far away. And I'm just waiting for somebody to walk, a benevolent stranger to walk up and be like, hey, jerk, put the cart back.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, no. Now who's the jerk?
Yeah.
I'm doing them a favor, and here's why.
Yep.
And I've got the audio clip clued up on my phone. I'm going to play our episode for them.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I think that there's an element of that with this Uber conversation. Call in, let us know.
Yep.
Shotgun, barrel or not. All right, final barrel or not. From a listener, quote, last week in Bocas del Toro, I was initially jealous of my buddy's newly purchased bucket hat as my scalp singed in the Caribbean sun. However, each passing session, I became more suspect in its style attributes over the hat's functionality. The chin strap and ear covers, the removable neck flap, maybe more of a Cougar Curran, but I don't know. Barrel or not, surf bucket hats.
I'm going to say it's no barrel. I'm going to say I'll give a pass, maybe if you're bald, but to me, the surf bucket hat is visually offensive. It is visually so bad as to cancel out any of the good it might be doing in terms of, protecting you from cancer.
Yeah. Total
negative. If you must put something on your head, I'm not offended when people surf, in fact, especially if they kind of rip in trucker hats, like the trucker baseball cap thing. And I know there's mesh, it's not 100%, you're getting a little bit screwed, but the surf bucket hat is, again, so visually offensive as to be a no barrel forever, no matter what happens to the non-wearer.
I agree with you. What about the non-surf bucket hat?
On land?
Yeah.
Are we talking about, I always think it's goofy, and I always think it's juvenile. Like when I see particularly men wearing bucket hats, unless they're like a toddler, it feels like a toddler thing to do, right? You put a bucket hat on a toddler because it makes that toddler cute. An adult male in a bucket hat, and by adult male, I mean over 16, you look like you're being a toddler.
If it goes back to what you were talking about earlier about confidence, if you're even thinking about whether or not you should wear it, then you don't wear it.
Yeah.
Because there are examples like Gilligan's a nerd, but it worked for Gilligan. I've seen maybe Ashton Kutcher, maybe Tom Cruise.
I think Brad Pitt wore a bucket hat in a Bullet Train, maybe.
Yeah, that's right. I think you're right. So there are examples where it's like it totally works for them. It absolutely does not work for me. It absolutely does not work for 98% of people.
If I wore a bucket hat, I would be so self-aware of my bucket hat. Everybody could just see bucket hat across my face.
Yeah, I agree. It is a very specific look. if you're even thinking about whether or not it works for you, it absolutely does not work for you.
If you've thought about it, if you've thought of, bucket hat, then it's already not working.
Correct.
If you like, yeah, that's totally true. The 0.01% of the population who automatically like puts a bucket hat on and thinks nothing of it.
Yeah.
Wear that bucket hat.
LL Cool J.
Yep.
Felted version from Kangol.
Yep. Wear it.
Wear it. Looks great. Right.
I'm not going to tell you not to.
No, and if you're not him, don't do it.